Have you ever wondered why men seem to gravitate towards women who are doing nothing for them? Isn't it strange how those women, the more they seem to need help from a man, the more those men seem to be interested in those women? Well, what if I told you there's a smart way to play dumb that some women are using to mesmerize men? Which is why on today's show, we're going to be discussing exactly how to play dumb so men fall in love with you. That way, you can gain this secret weapon that women are using to do less from men while consistently receiving more from them. Point number one is about teaching. Now, let me explain to you why I'm saying these things this way, why this show is titled How to Play Dumb, and why I want you to understand what we're actually trying to do here. See, when I say play dumb, you might think to yourself, well, Tomisin, why do I have to diminish myself? Why do I have to make my star less shiny? Why do I have to knock myself down a notch in order to fulfill a man's ego? It's actually not about that. Well, it's kind of about that, but what it's more about is understanding how to set up an environment for your man to be a man. And what you want to do is, in order to do that strategically, you want to kind of do things that will allow him to take that role on naturally. And as you get this train rolling, as you get this snowball flowing downhill, it'll become easier and easier for that to become the established dynamic in your relationship. And men love to feel that sense of masculinity in your relationship. So let's kind of explore our first point, which is teaching. What are we actually teaching? Let me give you an example of what I'm going to be describing here. Let's say you're someone who you want to get into social media. You want to be a content creator like all of your favorite content creator girlies. And specifically, you want to be a gym girly content creator. Let's just say for the sake of example. Now, in the process of you trying to become a gym girly content creator, you understand one of the skills you have to develop is your ability to video edit. Because you see some of these girls with their amazing edits and it looks so awesome and it's HD and it's crisp and all that, and you don't know how to do that. So let's say for the sake of example, your man, he's very savvy in video editing. Let's say that's his career. You go to him understanding that he has an area of expertise in a place you could use some of that expertise. So you go to him and essentially say, hey, big, amazing, awesome man, can you teach me and transfer to me some of that amazing expertise that you have, that you're so knowledgeable in this area of video editing to help me be a better content creator, okay? Now, this might seem something like, what, Tomisin, how is that playing dumb? How am I doing anything for him? Because this is a great opportunity, right? Whether you're doing this with video editing, whether you're doing this with something smaller, whether you're doing this with cooking, whatever area of expertise that he has. And you're allowing your man to strategically teach you about something that he's knowledgeable in. In the process of him teaching you, right? One, he's going to be yapping a lot. Number two, there's going to be more for him to discuss, and he's going to go more in depth. And in the process of that, he's also going to feel better about himself, okay? Some of these things that I'm going to talk about when it comes to guys and how they'll feel when they get a chance to feel fulfilled as a man by doing certain things for you and taking certain actions for you might seem weird to you because you're a woman. So some of these things aren't as important to you or as important to your ego as they are to men. My job is to help you understand how important some of these things might be and how you can implement them in your own relationship. So as it relates to video editing, something that might be small to you, like, hey, just teach me how to be a better video editor, teach me how to set up the camera. I want to do my angles kind of like these girls do their angles. Can you help me do that? And in the process of that, all you got to do is sit back, relax, and let him control the show. Because now that you're asking him for advice in an area that he has a lot of expertise in, he's going to sit down and be like, all right, so what you need to do, first things first, you need to download Adobe Premiere. Okay, after you download Adobe Premiere, you need to set up your shots like this. It looks like they're shooting on a Sony A7S, but you can't use that camera because obviously that camera is worth a lot. So let's use your iPhone, but you can make it real nice. All right, so you go in ProRes, right? Then you do your, all right, you get the point, right? And so now that he's in the process of teaching you, simultaneously, he gets to feel like a man because he gets to show you something that you otherwise didn't have knowledge in, transfer some of that knowledge to you and feel like a knowledgeable and useful man, resourceful man to be able to provide you with knowledge, to provide you with understanding, to give you resources that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to get if it wasn't for him, right? It sounds very much like an ego thing. That's because it is an ego thing. Okay? Are we all on the same page? It is an ego thing because for men, when they get to feel resourceful, when they get to feel like they have utility, especially utility to you, their woman, that makes them feel really good on the inside. For point number 2, we're going to discuss fixing. Fixing, very much like teaching, is a great way to make a man feel useful, even in very, very small ways, okay? So let's say for the sake of example, you have a laptop, a work laptop that you're dealing with, and this work laptop is giving you some problems. Let's say the screen is glitching and some of the keys are sticking. Now, you might know, maybe if I YouTube it and I research it, I'll be able to find a fix that will kind of help me make my laptop work a little bit better. But I know this could be a great opportunity to play dumb that will allow my man to come in and save the day and be my hero and fix my laptop for me because of how knowledgeable and amazing and smart he is in the field of tech, okay? Now, this is why you're being very strategic in terms of the way that you play dumb. Even though you can go out and get the answer yourself, you're allowing your man to come in and solve your problem, even though it's a very, very small problem. Now, he's going to come in and you're going to say, oh, my big, strong, amazing, smart, technologically advanced man. My laptop is so broken. It's so broken. My eyes are bleeding looking at the screen. Everything is sticky. I don't know what to do. I can't work. I can't type. I can't do anything. And then he'll say, oh, laptop, simple fix. Oh, all you got to do is you flip it around here. Then you take this and then you take this cord out. You put this back in, unscrew this. Oh, it's very simple, very simple. Unscrew this. You put this back, put this battery in. Once you restart it, it's quite easy. I won't lie to you. It's nothing, no skin off my back. And you be, oh my God, I never thought my laptop would get fixed. Every day I could barely even type. Microsoft Word was such a pain. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't work. I thought I would lose my job. And you came in and you saved the day. I can't believe it. Perfect. See, this is the thing. Because even as I'm acting that out, some of you are thinking, Tomisin, you want me to act like a fool. You want me to make an idiot out of myself and pretend like I'm an idiot just so this man can feel good about himself? Understand something very important. You're not just doing something for him. You're doing something for yourself as well. Because remember what I said at the beginning of the show, you're creating an environment in which this will become your established dynamic. So what does that mean? That means I want him to get used to fixing your problems. I want him to get used to being attentive to your problems. I want him to get a good feeling and an ego boost from coming to your aid and coming to your rescue and saving your life, saving you from despair, okay? Because once we start to establish that dynamic, it's good for you because now you have a man that is accustomed to taking the lead. Now you have a man who is accustomed to taking action. Those are all good things for you. You will be the one to reap the rewards of that established dynamic. I know that it's easy to just fix your laptop whenever you need your laptop fixed, okay? To just do it all by yourself. I know it's very easy and I know you want to be a strong, independent woman. I'm not saying you can't be that, but what I am saying is you'll be doing something that you will enjoy the fruits of later on if you can get to establishing this dynamic, especially when he plays the role perfectly. What do I mean by playing the role perfectly? When he responds to you in the way that you're anticipating whenever you do have those problems. Because the reality of it is, a guy who likes you, a guy who's interested in you, especially a guy who wants to build with you and wants to be in a relationship with you, he will love. You think I'm exaggerating. It's not an exaggeration. He will love an opportunity to come to your rescue in a place that he already has a lot of knowledge and skill in, right? So you can replace this laptop with a gym, right? Helping you at the gym, helping you grow your booty, right? Helping you gain your muscles. A runner, helping you, go out and runs, induce your, cardiovascular endurance, whatever it is, okay? You just simply copy and paste and apply whatever he's interested in, whatever he's passionate about, and whatever he's skilled at to this thing that you're gonna have him fix for you. And you can even have him fix it for you on a regular basis if need be. Point number 3, decisions, okay? Now, I know that when it comes to making decisions, some of you might already adopt the mentality where I hate making decisions. I'd much rather make my decisions, which this will be very easy for you. Some of you, it's a little bit harder for you to relinquish control to a man. How dare you relinquish control to a man, right? And allow him to make the final decision, okay? Now, let me help you understand why this can actually be beneficial for you, even if it's painful for you. Let's use the example of what you guys are going to eat for dinner. Let's say you know in your mind that you could go for dinner either sushi or pizza. And you know that you could easily just order or choose for you guys what you guys are going to eat tonight, right? You say, okay, I'm feeling pizza, I'm going to order Domino's, or I'm feeling sushi, I'm going to order from that local sushi spot, and that's what we're going to eat. I've already decided because that's what I want. Instead of doing that, I want you, because remember, you're doing something for yourself in the process of this. I want you to allow these small instances, right? This is the reason I split up the road, to be a decision that he gets to make, even though the decision is very simple because it's just one or the other, and you're really satisfied with either one. These type of examples will be perfect ways to build the environment that your man knows how and feels comfortable in making the final decision. So when you go to him and you ask him, I'm not sure what we should eat tonight. Should we do pizza or should we do sushi? Then I want you to sit back, relax, let him think through the process, let him bring his points by saying, okay, well, if we do sushi, we could do the dragon roll, or if we do pizza, we could do chicken, we could do this. Let him even ask you, so how do you feel about pizza? Or what are you in the mood for? Or what is this? Or what is that, right? And then you can give him some of your opinions. You can give him some of your perspective. You can give him some of the things that you like about sushi and don't like, some of the things you like about pizza and don't like. But ultimately, right, I want you to say, I trust you to make the best and final decision for both of us. Some of you are freaking out. Oh my God, Tomisin, trust a man, make the final decision. What do you think this is, 1988? I can't do that. We don't do that. I'm a strong, independent woman. I know you are. But here's the thing. If you can start to speak to this man in a way where you're helping him understand that you feel like he's capable and intelligent enough to make the final decision for both of you, having taken in all the information, right? Then you're doing something very important for yourself in the future. Because the reality is, you don't want a man. You're not going to be very wet, turned on, or happy if you have a man who can't make decisions. Because what will happen is when you get to be the boss 100% of the time, he'll take a back seat and then he'll stop making any decision whatsoever. So every time you need something, every time you're looking for him to go out of his way for you, every time you're looking for him to take any sort of action with you, he'll feel uncomfortable making a decision unless you're the one that makes it first. What we're trying to do is we're building the environment where he's always comfortable speaking and making the decision, right? He's always comfortable analyzing information and saying, I think this is the best way for us to go, right? You're helping him build himself up and build his confidence in being a leader. Because the reality is, for you as a woman, you'll be much happier, assuming you're attracted to masculine men, with a man who takes on a leadership role than you will be with a man who takes on a very feminine backseat role, okay? So remember, we're not just doing something for him by playing dumb and allowing him to make this simple decision. We're also doing something for you in playing dumb and allowing him to make this simple decision, because now he will become accustomed to doing that for the rest of the relationship. Are we on the same page? Number 4 is the explanation. Now, what am I referring to when I say explanation? See, this is a great thing that you can do. And it's kind of like teaching, but it's a little bit different. You've heard the terminology mansplaining. One of the great things about life is when you can lean into a man's already existing nature and just allow him to flow with it, understanding that it's doing good things for both of you. So mansplaining is a perfect opportunity to give him runway, to explain something to you in his man-masculine way, the way that he understands it. You're there and you're listening, even though the information might not necessarily be relevant to you. It's a chance for you guys to bond, feel closer to each other. Well, I should say him feel closer to you. And as he feels closer to you, he falls deeper in love with you. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's say you and your man are watching football. And let's just be honest, you probably don't have much interest in football, okay? But you're sitting there watching it with him because he really seems to enjoy it. He's yelling at the screen and everything. Now, in the process of you guys watching football together, you ask him, hey, every time someone scores a touchdown, because they go like this, right? I see they add 6 points to the board, okay, right? And they do this thing after where they kick this like thing at the net or whatever they're kicking it at, this yellow post. And they always get 1 point after. What is that? And then he's going to say, oh, hun, that's the extra point. So they do a thing where the touchdown's only 6, but the way they get to 7 is by kicking the extra point every time. Then you can ask him, well, why do they have to kick the extra point every time? Well, that's just the way that the rule is. You know, the touchdown can only count for so much, so they always have to kick the extra point. Do they have other options? Yeah, you can do this thing called a conversion. It's called a 2-point conversion. So in the 2-point conversion, they can get 2 points instead of 1. This is another opportunity to have a mansplain. Can you please mansplain to me? Why do the football players always choose to get 1 point after the touchdown instead of getting 2 points after the touchdown every time? Then he's going to go on a long rant and basically explain to you, long story short, that it's more likely that they'll get this 1-point conversion than it is to get the 2-point conversion. So it's safer to just do it this way, right? He'll do a long explanation of it. Now, in the process of that, you've just taken an opportunity to have him mansplain something to you that he finds interesting, that he's passionate about, that he loves watching. And he feels like when you're asking those questions that you're taking a liking and an interest to something that he already finds interesting, right? Even though it bores you to death to sit there and watch men hit each other with helmets on and shoulder pads, it's interesting for him. And the reality of it is he's going to be able to feel closer to you when he gets an opportunity to have conversation with you, and especially an opportunity to explain to you how the game works, like you're a novice and he is so educated and smart and knowledgeable in this area in his life. Not to mention, as you ask those questions and he feels like you're taking an interest, he'll feel like you guys are bonding together over this, okay? Because I never want you to forget something. Like I said earlier, you're doing something for him to do something for you in the end. Because when your man feels closer to you and when your man feels more bonded to you, these are the ways that you get him to open up, right? A lot of you be asking me questions. How do I get my man to open up? He never opens up with me. How do I get him to be more honest with me? How do I get him to spill his guts? How do I get him to talk about deeper things, right? This is how you get closer to a man's heart. This is how you get closer to his spirit. This is how you make him feel more attached to you. That in the end, when it comes time to dig deeper, you're getting that through being able to bond with him over things that he already finds interesting, okay? You gotta find someone in the places that they're already existing. That's the best way to get access to them, okay? Point number 5 is about being surprised. Now, this is a version of playing dumb that might not make sense to you initially, but I'll explain to you why I consider it playing dumb. See, let's just say, you know, you're an attractive, hot, sexy, seductive woman, okay? You've got everything. All the men want to look at you. You've got the biggest dump truck and the most voluptuous cities, okay? Now, you're probably going to get accustomed to the similar ways in which people will compliment you, especially if you have a very unique character trait or characteristic about your figure or your face that is very striking to a lot of people. So, for example, let's say you have these really bold, blue, beautiful eyes, and you notice that a lot of guys will usually compliment your eyes all the time, right? Or let's just say you have the biggest dump truck and you notice that men will always compliment your dump truck, the guys that are romantic with you and the guys in your DMs, okay? So you get accustomed to the type of compliments that people will give you on a regular basis. Here's what I want you to do strategically though. No matter how many times your guy compliments you, right, on whatever feature it is that he's complimenting you on, I always want you to act like, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. Do you really think that? Oh my God, is that really what you think? I never thought of that. I've never even considered it about myself. It's like the first time I'm ever here. You don't have to say that, but you almost want to react like, oh my gosh, like why do you think that? Tell me, explain it to me. I've never, that's news to me, right? So I'll give you an example of that, right? You have those bold, beautiful eyes and he's looking at you. He's like, I love looking at your eyes. You have the most beautiful eyes. It's like staring into an ocean. You say, oh, is it really? What is it like? I've never really thought of my eyes like that. They're just blue. Is it really that blue? When the sunlight hits them, it's literally like I'm falling deeper and deeper into the ocean. I've never seen anything like it before. Oh my goodness. That is so crazy that you would say that about my eyes. I didn't even know that my eyes actually look like that from the other, even though you hear that literally from every guy you ever met. Okay? I don't want you to say that. See, acting surprised is a version of playing dumb because you're actually feeding into the fantasy, and you're going to see it in another point that we discuss. You're feeding into the fantasy that you're not trying. Okay? It sounds very weird, but men, oh, they wank themselves off. They love it. They love it emotionally. They love it spiritually. They love it mentally. They love it sexually. To feel like you're not trying to be so seductive, so attractive, so everything. They love to feel like you're literally just standing there and being you, but you're radiating so much energy that it's just attracting them, and you're just like flowing, and you're not even walking. You're just literally gliding across the room, right? They love that. That's their version of a fantasy. So when you can be so beautiful, so attractive, so seductive, and you're like, oh, honestly, like I didn't even know this about me. You feel this way about me. Wow, thank you for the compliment, but I've never, that's wow. That's amazing that you feel that way, right? And this way of receiving and taking a compliment is really attractive to men. Because even though you're playing dumb, they love the idea that they're seeing so much beauty in you, but you don't even see it yourself, even though you know you're super attractive, right? You don't even see how beautiful you are. So what does it make me want to do? It makes me want to like impress on you and tell you even more about how beautiful you are, right? The best example I can give of that is, have you ever met an attractive person and the first thing they do when, you're talking to them or while you're just having a conversation with them is they literally tell you about how attractive they are and how everyone thinks they're attractive. Tell me, is that a turn on for you or a turn off? Because that person isn't saying anything that's untrue. Right? That person isn't lying about the fact that people are attracted to them. You can see that they're an attractive person. But naturally, when someone is trying to like impress on you and force upon you, hey, notice I'm attractive, I say it, everyone sees it, everyone wants me, it doesn't make you feel like telling that person how attractive they are. It actually makes you feel the opposite, like telling that person how unattractive they are. Vice versa, when you see beauty in someone and you compliment them and they respond to you in a way that it's almost like they don't even see how beautiful they are, it actually has the opposite effect. It makes you feel like you need to convince them and show them you're so beautiful and attractive. Now, very important. In the process of playing dumb and acting surprised, I don't need you to add sauce like, oh, I think I'm ugly, or I think I'm disgusting, or, oh, I'm like all sweaty and nasty, I look like a bum. No, I don't need you to say that. When I say act surprised, I just want you to act all innocent like, oh my gosh, what a nice compliment to give me, right? I didn't know that about my eyes. Thank you, I appreciate that, right? Act like it's the first time I'm hearing this compliment, not that you're disgusting or anything, right? So point number 6 is about flirting. Now, this is amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome. For you freaks and even for you non-freaks, this is a great one. In terms of playing dumb, what I want you to do is whenever you're seducing him, because as you get to know your man, you're going to learn what turns him on. And I'm not talking about what turns him on like the way you can gawk 3000. I'm talking about what turns him on in a not so, I guess we can say, raunchy way. The small things that you can do when your clothes are on and you guys are in public that will get him going. As you continue to get to know this guy, you'll begin to learn those small things that get him going even when you guys are in public. So what I want you to do, this is why I drew a light switch, right? From being turned on versus being not so turned on or turned off. I want you to strategically do the things that you know will turn his light switch on and turn him on, but pretend I didn't know I was doing that to you. I didn't know I was turning you on like that. That's just natural me. I'm just being me. This is just what I wanted to do. My intention wasn't to turn you on, to get you going, to make you rock solid that we can't even go out of the car and into the restaurant now. That was not my intention. I'm literally just sitting here doing nothing. How did that happen to you? This is great. Okay, remember how I talked about earlier, right? Men love to live in the fantasy that you're doing nothing, but you're doing so much to them simultaneously. This is a perfect example of that. So what can you do to be able to accomplish this in the way that I'm describing it. I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. Let's say you two are in the car and you want to kind of practice this flirting, but pretending like I'm not really trying, right? You guys are having a conversation. Let's say you guys are in a parked car and you're having a conversation. And as you guys are having this conversation, you're rubbing the inside of his leg and you're looking right up at him in his eyes while you guys are having this conversation, right? You know that this is going to turn him on based on your experience with him in the past. You know he loves the inside of his leg rub. You know he loves that direct eye contact. You know that gets him going. But you also know you guys are just about to head into the grocery store. So as you're doing this and you're having a conversation with him, looking into his eyes, rubbing the inside of his leg, you know it's doing something to him. And then he's going to say, oh, chill, yo. Why are you doing? Hey, he's up, chill. Now we got to wait. And then you can say, what? I'm literally just sitting here talking to you. What's going on with you? Chill. You know what you're doing. Chill. Stop rubbing my leg. We got to wait now. And then you can pretend like you weren't trying to do that. Your intention wasn't to turn him on. You just literally like rubbing his leg. You just literally were looking at him. Play dumb, because now it makes you look like a magic fairy. Like you just come around and you're able to just control his emotions, control his feelings, control his attraction, and you're not even trying to do so. It makes you seem a lot more magical. Okay? I know it sounds very weird and stupid, but men also, the same way you want your Prince Charming, men like to feel like you're magical, like you're a fairy. So you feed into that idea when you turn him on, you turn his light switch on in ways that make it seem like, well, I'm not even trying to do that. I was just doing the regular thing that I always do. I like rubbing your ear. So I was rubbing your ear because I like rubbing your ear, not because it turns you on. I like, playing with your hair. I was scratching your head or giving you back tickles because I like that, not because I know it turns you on. You're rock solid. I don't know why you're rock solid. I wasn't doing anything crazy, right? And you just play it along like that. Trust me, it works. Point number 7 is amazement. Now, the reason I'm calling it amazement is even though it's going to make you feel silly to do this, it does work because it appeals to a man's ego. See, each man that you meet, any man that you date, is going to have a particular set of skills that he's the best at, okay? So for everyone, it's a little bit different. You could be dating an athlete. Obviously, he'll have athletic skills. You could be dating a computer nerd. Maybe he has tech skills. You could be dating someone who's really good at chess. He has chess skills. Whatever it is that your man is naturally gifted and skilled at, okay? Amazement is always a great opportunity where you can remind him how amazing and strong and capable you think he is in order to feed his ego, right? But for a very important reason. You're feeding his ego to make him feel strong and capable, that in turn, he will be your strong and capable man. Now, let me let you in on a secret. Let me tell you something so you don't do this wrong, okay? I'm not saying go up to a man who you've never met before or a man who you just started dating and flood him with compliments of how amazing he is before he's actually done or earned anything from you. I'm talking about when you're establishing a relationship with a man, use this strategically to remind him how you see how strong and capable he is in these particular areas where he's very skilled. It might seem like, well, he probably already knows he's strong because he goes to the gym and he's pressing 3, 4, 5 plates. He probably already knows he's smart because he's on the computer and he figured out this program and he figured out that, right? He probably already knows this. However, you're neglecting the fact that you're his woman. So in the process of you being his woman, when you speak those words, right, when those words come out of your mouth, that makes him feel so much more like Superman, okay? Even though those are things he might have already known. Even though that is something that is already understood by him. The fact that he's hearing it from you, his woman, makes him feel like, damn, she really believes in me. Trust me, when you have a girl by your side that you feel believes in you and believes in your ability, it is the extra boost that you need as a man, that you think about as a man when push comes to shove, when you're in between a rock and a hard place. Having someone who you know looks at you like Superman and looks at you like you're super capable and looks at you like you can do and accomplish anything is like crack for men, okay? Right? Especially when it's your woman. So understand you can use this also strategically in your relationships with men and remind them how you see how capable and strong and resourceful they are in this area. And it doesn't even require you to lie, because all you have to do is say that about the area in which he's actually skilled in. So I showed him lifting up a box here, but in reality, it doesn't have to just be, oh, you're so strong, because the man that you might meet might not necessarily be so strong. That's fine. It could be something about his mind. It could be something about his emotional intelligence. It could be something about his skill in this place or in that area. Maybe he's a good mechanic, whatever the case may be, right? You speak to that, right? And you speak to how awesome and amazing he is in that. And trust me, as you're filling him with that confidence, he'll become a more confident version of himself for you as well, okay? Because we want your man to be filled with confidence and feel capable and feel strong and feel intelligent, because it aids him in being able to go out and hunt for you, aids him in being able to go out and take action for you. It also inspires him and motivates him to do that as well, okay? Number 8, I want you to exaggerate, okay? Now, it's gonna sound a little bit kinky, okay? Don't worry about it, it works. Now, the reason I'm saying exaggerate is because, see, I know you'll feel silly when you do it, because you'll feel like you're adding so much sauce to it, it's unnecessary. But I promise you, sometimes stroking the ego is a good thing, because when you stroke the ego for the right reasons, you get the right result. Let me give you an example of how this could work. Let's say your man, offers to pay for your nails, okay? He's just feeling good today and he says he'll pay for your nails, or he pays for something small. This is an opportunity to exaggerate in a way that strokes his ego real good, but he'll remember the next time he thinks about doing something for you. So let's say he pays for something small for you just out of the kindness of whatever, right? You guys go to the store together. He's like, oh, don't worry about using your card. I'll use this for you, right? And let's say the thing that he pays for is like less than $50, right? You walk out of the store and you're like, this is a real good chance and opportunity to exaggerate the kindness that he just showed me by paying for something, but do it strategically because I want him to remember this moment. So when you walk out of that store with him, you say, you stop him, you're like, Daddy, you take such good care of me all the time. Thank you for paying for my whatever he paid for, okay? No one takes care of me like you do. This sounds a little bit kinky, right? I know some of you are like, calling a guy daddy, call him whatever you call your man, all right? But the reason I'm saying exaggerate is, even though he paid for something very small for you, understand what you just did there, he will remember that. And he's taking that in as, it's a little something, just a little thing for your nails tight, I like the French tits. It's so light, ain't nothing to a baller tight, right? That's how he's gonna feel on the inside. Sometimes even the nonchalant men, they like to play it cool. Trust me, even the nonchalant men, they feel a way when you look at him and you're exaggerating how much he's doing for you, and you're like, God, you take such good care of me, Daddy. And he's like, I try tight, it feels good. That good feeling is a reminder of how good it feels to do things for you. So subsequently, even though you're playing dumb in the sense that like, hey, it wasn't that big of a thing that he just did for you, but you're exaggerating how big of a thing it is he's doing for you. And you're talking about how he always be taking care of you. He always be doing this. He always be doing that. It's making him feel real good. And he wants to continue that narrative. Even though it feels exaggerated, trust me, that man's not in his mind thinking that's an exaggeration. He's thinking, oh, she thinks I'm amazing. I got to keep doing this. This is an awesome feeling. It gets like it becomes a very addicting feeling to feel like that, especially feeling like that around your woman, right? The woman that her words matter the most to you. So as you're playing dumb in that sense, Daddy takes such good care of me, right? I'll put it here. It's just funny to me because I know some of you are like, why would I call my guy Daddy? But you get my gist, right? And as you're saying that, right, and he's feeling that from you and feeling that energy from you, even though you're exaggerating it, you're doing something for him to end up doing something for you, because those moments are the most memorable moments to men because they remember the feeling that they had when they did that thing for you. So if he knows he gets that appreciation, that compliment, that exaggeration, even when he does something small for you, why not do even more for you? Because he knows he's going to continue having that feeling the more and more that he does for you.